Oh, hey guys. Y'all must be really excited about this video to already be in here at this control board. Let me turn you around. I'll show you around this control board. All right, now that I got you turned around, let's look at this control board here. So I'm going to give you a walk around, give you a few features and specs of this unit. So first off, we got our crankcase heater right here. We have got right next to it our equalizer valve. And then right here we have a reversing valve. Important to note, this is a 220 volt reversing valve here. Stepping on down, we have our thermostat connections. But if we was to pair this with a 20 SEER air handler, it also comes with this 2-wire whip. So we can pair it with a 20 SEER air handler and wire it non-communicating if we want to. Or we can wire it communicating for some extra dehumidification. All you're going to have to do that is unclip your thermostat wires, clip in the communication wires, and wire it that way. You don't want both of these hooked up at the same time. It will fry this control board. Don't hook up both communication and thermostat wires. One or the other. You got to choose. There is a dip switch up here that you would use to switch it from communicating to non-communicating. Stepping on around, we have our EEV valve right here. These mini wires right here. Right here we have our pressure transducer, and then we have some temperature sensors. It's taking the data from these sensors and the pressure transducer to see what speed it needs to run. Right now we're looking at a 5-ton outdoor unit control board, okay? We could put this on a 2-ton air handler and it is gonna ramp down. This thing's capacity, it can ramp down to around 15,000 BTUs, and it can actually ramp up over 5 tons of capacity to 66,000 BTUs. So that is phenomenal. That's super cool for those really cold days when you need extra BTUs, or on them really hot days when you need extra BTUs. This thing can ramp above capacity. Speaking of that, dip switches right here. So if we need enhanced capacity mode, okay, if we want it to be able to ramp above, it's going to try to maintain a colder coil. I believe out of the box it's shooting for a 46 degree. And when you turn on enhanced cooling, it's going to shoot for somewhere around a 42 degree coil. So you're going to get extra BTUs out of this thing if you have it in that mode, and extra heating out of that mode. This thing will cool. It will stay in the cooling mode all the way down to 40 degrees. So this 15 SEER, perfect to put in a restaurant or something like that. Going up, we have a high pressure switch here. We have our 11-speed ECM outdoor fan motor here, and we have our compressor here. Essentially, this is a 3-phase compressor. It's taking AC voltage, turning it into a very high DC voltage, then back to a 3-phase AC voltage to control our compressor so it can ramp up and down. It is a true inverter. Every single hertz is a different speed. It will show you on the control board what hertz it is running, so you know what speed it is running. We have a J2 switch back over here, high voltage here, J2 switch back over here. This is for your capacity. So they have 2 outdoor units. It is a 3-ton and a 5-ton. If you wanted to make this a dedicated 4-ton, you would switch this down, dedicated 5-ton, leave it up. We shouldn't have to touch that because it's looking at our pressures and looking at our temperatures to see what speed it needs to run. So you will have no problem pairing this on a 2-ton air handler if you wanted to. It is going to ramp up and down based on that coil temperature, based on the airflow of that air handler. So we won't have to change capacity. We don't really have to mess with dip switches out here unless we're wiring this in communication mode. It has a check perimeters. There's your screen. It has a check button right next to that screen. So you can go through your parameters. There is 31 of them. You can see what it's set up as. It would say H5 if it's a 5-ton heat pump, or H4 if it's a 4-ton heat pump, so on and so forth. It's going to tell you system codes. It's going to tell you if you have a call for cooling or heating. It's going to tell you all your temperature sensors. It's going to tell you the opening of the EEV. It's going to tell you what speed the compressor's at, what speed the fan's at. It's going to tell you your suction and discharge pressures. So it's also going to tell you your amp draw of the fan motor and the compressor. You can leave your tools pretty much in the truck because you can see everything from the control board. You don't need to go into a thermostat to a $1,000 controller and look at data that way. You don't need an overcomplicated thermostat. You can use any thermostat you want. If the customer wants a Ecobee or a Honeywell or a Nest, whatever they want, they can use the thermostat they want, the thermostat you like and trust on this unit. You don't have to use a Bosch thermostat if you don't want to. Whether this is wired communicating or not, no matter what, it's still going to be 24-volt wiring between the thermostat and the air handler. So this board's just communicating to the indoor unit. From what I hear down the pipeline, there's also going to be an option to wire a 15 SEER outdoor with a 15 SEER air handler in communication mode if you wanted to as well. Again, that provides a little bit extra dehumidification if needed in the proper application. So that's pretty much the overview of this board. Look, if I've missed anything, if you've got any questions, make sure you comment below. Definitely make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notifications so every time I make another video, you'll see it. And we'll see you on the next one.